Hey guys, how's it going? Luke here for Lukewarm Reviews. I am talking about Blakkklansman today. Let's get into it. Spike Lee is a filmmaker about whom I know less than I should, and whose works I have seen fewer than I should, but you gotta start somewhere. So I was excited to see this, especially because the reviews were so great. Blakkklansman is the story of Ron Stallworth, who is a black police officer that goes undercover, alongside one of his partners to kind of infiltrate the KKK in the 70s, I believe, like mid-70s. It's based on a true story, and it's fascinating. Point number one, how's the experience? What's it like to watch this movie? There are some things that the film does really well and some things I think it could have done better. But we'll start with, I think it's just really solid as like an undercover police procedural. It's really exciting to watch, and it's nerve-wracking at times. You know, when are they going to get caught? Are they going to get caught? By who? In what way? The pacing is really nice, if perhaps it's just a little bit long, but it didn't necessarily bother me. Also, it is very upfront and forward, and doesn't pull any punches about how dumb and insane racists are. And there's a couple of really nice moments where you get to see these officers really get the better of racists and KKK members and David Duke, and that's really nice to watch. It's really satisfying. It's not subtle at all, but it's still, yeah, there are groans throughout the theater, at least when I saw this in Los Angeles. There are groans throughout the theater and chuckles at little in-jokes and things that all the liberals are gonna love. I said that kind of weird. I am a liberal, but like, there are a lot of very easy jokes, but it's satisfying in a certain way to watch that kind of satire. However, I think that it kind of skirts the surface on some maybe more impactful issues that it could have really gone into. The two central characters, Ron and Patrice, kind of come head to head a lot about, you know, the fact that Ron is a police officer. Ron says that he wants to change the system from the inside, and Patrice says that the system is inherently broken and that cannot be done. You know, so it poses this question of, can you make a difference within a system that is inherently prejudiced, or is that a futile kind of procedure? But it doesn't necessarily go anywhere with it, and I think one of the reasons why is because we don't get a lot of backstory or a lot of insight into these characters' internal lives. We don't really get to see why they feel the way they feel. And that's why, for me, it kept that argument and a lot of the deeper and more thoughtful arguments that could have been had here kind of at arm's length, which I think was a missed opportunity. But that's true of all the characters. There's also like Adam Driver's character, Lip. We don't get, or Flip, sorry, I was thinking about Shameless. We don't get to hear a lot about him and where he comes from, and a large part of the body of the film focuses on him because he's like the man in the field because he's white, and so he has to be the guy that is kind of infiltrating the KKK. And we don't get to know a lot about him before that all happens, and so it's kind of hard to stay attached to all these people when the film, for some reason, inexplicably, decides to give us at least one scene in particular that really stood out in my mind. This like intimate backstory like scene of one of the KKK members and his wife, and I was like, why do we need this? I don't need this. I don't want this. I want to know more about the other characters. I don't know. It just seemed like a kind of a strange choice of focus. Didn't ruin the movie for me. It's still very funny, and like I was explaining earlier, very exciting, easy to watch, but I think there were some missed opportunities. Moving on, point number two, is it original? Yeah. Not the most original film I've seen in the past 6 months, but, and like I said, a lot of the jokes and a lot of the racial insights are really heavy-handed and not necessarily original, but yeah, it was a story that I had never heard before, and it's a true story, so that was cool. How is the acting? Point number 3. John David Washington is really good as the lead Ron. I'd be interested to know, because I've never heard him actually speak in real life. I should watch interviews and something and see how much he actually changed his voice for the part, because Ron does have sort of a weird voice, but that's kind of thematic and important to the film, so I know he had to do that. Adam Driver is great, as always. There's no real standouts, but it's good. The acting is good. Topher Grace, it plays David Duke, and I always love seeing him. He's a favorite of mine. And the last point, the cinematography, the music. The cinematography is super nice. The music is super nice. There's 1 or 2 editing things that I thought were kind of strange, where you get to see something like twice almost, but it's in really quick succession, so I wasn't sure if it was intentional, but I was reading some about the editor, and apparently this is a thing they do often, and so it's just kind of a stylistic choice. It wasn't one that really resonated with me, but it's something that I noticed. So that's Blakkklansman. I liked it. I definitely liked it, don't get me wrong. I just think it could have done better. And overall, the year so far for me has been so strong that I don't think this is one that will stand out. Sorry it's been a little while, guys. Like I said in my last video, I've been super busy working, but I want to keep doing this for you guys. Also, I don't have MoviePass anymore, so I have to like pay for movies, which is such a travesty. No, I'm kidding. But I'll try and be back with more stuff soon. Tell me what to see. What are you guys seeing? What are you enjoying? What did you think about Blakkklansman? Do you agree? Do you disagree with everything I said? Hit me up. Subscribe. Share with your friends if you want. You're cool. I'll see you soon. Bye.